Hello, Internet. This is Whispering Whim bringing you another ASMR related grocery haul today. And I hope you'll pardon the mess, so to speak. I did not get all fancy and I didn't adjust the lighting. So it's just going to be me and a camera today. Basically, I had not one, not two, but three arts and crafts show type things since I spoke to you guys last. Two out of the three were fantastic. One was kind of but one of the fantastic ones was completely unexpected. I was on a wait list for a very large convention down in San Jose. And I didn't think I was going to get in, and I had plenty of stuff for the two other shows. Life was great. And then I got in 4 days before the convention started. And life has been a bit crazy since then, not gonna lie. And basically, I had to either be a schlub today and just get this video done, or risk that it would not get done this month. So, without too much further ado, let's talk about the food. First up is not food though. That is a beverage, some good old OJ. I think I've been kind of craving some orange juice. Maybe I need some vitamin C in my system. So I got that. I have some s'mores flavored pudding cups. Those are for my guys' lunches. And then I got myself some sprouts. We have a clover and alfalfa one that expires not until June 23rd. So it surprised me that it was on super sale. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes the sale ones don't last as long, even though they're supposed to. And then, apart from the clover and alfalfa, I got clover and broccoli. So lots of clover. Clover is kind of my favorite out of all the sprouts, so that works out for me. Following that, we have a onion that got all wet because the clovers had been all wet. So try to dry that off on my leg a little bit. You have to be careful with onions. You get them too wet and they'll start growing. And then lots and lots of plastic bags today, which I'm sad about. But part of me rushing to get this video done is I got most of my groceries just at the Save Mart instead of going all the way down to Winco, where I can bring my bags and separate by cold and room temperature safe foods. So it's all kind of mixed together, which makes me kind of panic. I'm like, do the video quick. All right. Anyways, next up, have some coffee cakes. These are for my guy again. For his breakfast high. Breakfasts. I have been getting him like little mini donuts and bagels and stuff, and I figured it was time to switch it up. So I got him the coffee cakes, and that'll be extra important because I have a show yet again this weekend. So he's on his own for breakfast. Oh man, I'm just so busy. Okay. Next up, we have some sauerkraut. Trying to get those healthy gut bacteria in my system. The one problem with going to a lot of shows, especially out of town shows, is that you tend to not eat so well. And then you start feeling yucky because of it, right? So I'm going to try to cram in lots and lots of vegetables before my next show. Speaking of, we have some freezer vegetables. This is a vegetable stir-fry mix with asparagus. So it has carrots, green beans, cauliflower, yellow squash, celery, onions, and mushrooms in it. Has quite a bit of variety, huh? Then following that, we have some pepperoni that I'm going to use for my pizza cauliflower casserole type thing. And then we have some cucumbers. I have taken to roasting them in the oven with some Parmesan cheese, which it has now dawned on me that I had forgotten the Parmesan cheese. But I think I have some mozzarella, so maybe we'll try it with that instead. But yeah, just cut them into slices, kind of like pickles. And then I pop them in the oven at like, I want to say it's 400. It might be 420. Very short amount of time, only like 20 minutes. And that includes the cheese melty time. And then bam, roasted zucchini. I know that's probably a really basic way to prepare it, but it was kind of new to me when I first tried it. It must have been at least a month ago now, maybe 2. But anyways, that's what I'm going to do with that. Next up, we have a big old thing of romaine lettuce. I think I've mentioned this before, but it just lasts so much longer if you get it in the, like, you know, not cut up form. Although you can tell I was rushing when I did my shopping because I didn't look at the backside, and this one's already got some pink going on. So that's not a good batch. I am sad now that I own this. That's okay though. We'll cut up the parts that are still good and, you know, toss what isn't, because I definitely don't have time to go all the way back to the grocery store and return a $3.50 thing of lettuce. I don't have time for that. So yeah, moving on. We have some ground beef. I'm gonna make some tacos this week. I have a jalapeno plant out on my little balcony. I live in an apartment, so I don't have an actual garden, but I like to try. I have lots of flowers out there and one jalapeno plant. And instead of growing like long jalapenos, the one I have this year has grown like balls of jalapeno. They look like little cherry tomatoes. It's kind of funny. But I plan on chopping those up and adding them to the, taco mix. Make it nice and spicy. Okay. Next up, we have some Jameson Irish whiskey. More specifically, the stout edition from the Caskmates line. That's always hard for me to say, Caskmates. This has been my guy's favorite whiskey so far. He's tried a lot of different ones, but he never really, like, he has a friend that really likes whiskey and is trying to educate him. But they do that, like, when I'm not around, and then my guy forgets what he likes, like, the next day already. And I'm like, no, you have to remember what you like so I know what to buy you. Stop making my life hard. Jeez. Next up, we have some Italian blend cheese. This has mozzarella and Parmesan in it, so this is probably what I'll use on the zucchini, because I'm seeing here that the second bag I picked up was actually cheddar. I remember debating between mozzarella and cheddar for the second bag. But, you know, cheddar's good too, so I think we'll have a good variety between the two blends. Next up, we have some chicken that was discounted suspiciously low. It was only $1.49 a pound. So this whole package was $4.40, which is a really good price for right now, at least in my area. So I'm a little suspicious of it. But I don't know. Sometimes it's worth taking the risk on the manager's special, because some of them are just fine. Like, sometimes I can't tell why it's on sale. I mean, maybe they just purchased too much, but usually they wait until it's like about to expire. Okay. Next up, we got some guacamole. 'Tis the season, I think, for chips and dip. And then, because I can't get enough avocado, I have one right there that'll take a little while to ripen up. So I imagine I'll be through all my guacamole by the time that guy's ready. We have some jalapeno ranch and some raspberries. And taco shells, so that I have something to put my cherry tomato sized jalapenos into. Following that, we have a big old bag of chips. First one is jalapeno flavor. Then we have salt and pepper flavor. And then we've got some good old-fashioned, really, really crunchy tortilla chips. And the plastic on this one is quite crisp. So that will go with our guacamole, right? And then we have some Donut Shop coffee. Nice big old bag. I still am not drinking that much, but my guy needs his. So we buy the big bag. Then we have some baby carrots. And some celery. And then, believe it or not, I'm just about out of groceries to show you guys. I have some avocado oil. And then I have some Hunter's mixed nuts that have, you know, all sorts of different little things in there. Some sesame sticks and sunflower seeds, cashews, almonds, all sorts of fun things in there. But that's it for the groceries. Guess that's kind of what happens when you're not in town for like half the month. You just don't need as many groceries, go figure. But I kind of knew this would be a very light grocery trip. So I saved my Daiso bag. Anytime me and my sister-in-laws go into California, we always stop at a Daiso. They're all over the place in California. And it's basically, it used to be, you could just call it a Japanese dollar store, but everything in there costs like about $2 now, give or take. But it's just, you know, very inexpensive things. Everything from like household items to clothing, organizer stuff. You know, a lot of the things you would probably find in like a Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever is your local dollar store. But because it's comes from Japan, they're all imports. And some of the stuff ends up being like cuter or like, I don't know, more interesting than the Western counterpart. So we love to stop at Daiso whenever we manage to get out of town. And the first thing in my Daiso bag is a Daiso bag. I didn't think to like put it in my cart so that I could actually use it. So it ended up in the bag. California makes you pay extra if you want to use disposable bags. But anyways, it's just a cute little bag and it says, I want to go to Daiso, which is usually true for me. It's just kind of fun to go over it. I'm sure if I lived somewhere where I could just drive down the same day and comb through it, it wouldn't have the same amount of allure. But it's like, you know, something you have to drive to very far. It's almost forbidden. So I do want to go to the Daiso. Following that, I got one little thing of wonton soup, just because I was curious on how instant wonton tasted. You know, I've had plenty of instant ramen, but not wonton, so that'll be fun. Got some golden curry mix, and this is the hot variety. You can't really find this in town very easily. So I went ahead and I just picked that up, even though I now know how to make the mild curry much better. And in fact, making the mild curry spicy has been our preference, but it's been a while since I've gotten to try the one that's actually marketed as hot instead of just medium, I think is the one I usually find. And then I just have a regular old pair of socks. I don't know why, but I can't resist a new pair of socks when I go to like a dollar store or Walmart or Daiso. I have plenty of socks. I don't need more socks. And in fact, my mother-in-law, she loves to buy all her kids socks every year for Christmas. So I get like a giant package of socks. I have enough, but I wanted more, and so I got one. And then we have some correction tape. It's the stuff that you kind of like use instead of whiteout. It's more of a like a paper thing instead of the liquid. And it has cute little designs on it because, again, it comes from Japan. And apparently in Japan it cost 165 yen. Let's see here. Following that, we have some paper. Yay, paper. We got some bowls. Get those out. I'm trying not to make too much of a clatter here. And they're both little kitty bowls. Aren't those cute? Last time I was in a Daiso, or it might have been a few times ago, I had picked up just 2 rice bowls because I don't know, they looked like a good size for something. And turns out they're a good size for like everything. Like they're really good for, you know, green beans if you don't want to get your plate all wet. Or if you want to portion out your potato chips. They're also a good size for that. So I had to get some more. I was hoping to find the same kind that I had so that they'd stack better in our very tiny cupboard. But I do not have them anymore, which is kind of the thing that happens with dollar store type of, you know, housewares, right? And then we've got some more housewares. And this one, yes. This one is the sauce bowls. You know, if you went to sushi, this is probably what you would put your soy sauce in, right? Or maybe it would hold the ginger. But for us, they're great for holding ranch, you know, before you dip your carrots. And this one was just such a cute, tiny size. Again, it doesn't match the ones that I already own, but, you know, that's just going to be the way it is. And one last set of bowls, and then we'll be done with those. I can get it out of the paper here. There we are. These ones, and I'm sure there's a very specific use for this because it's kind of in between the sauce size and the rice bowl size. But it looks like it would be good for a lot of things. So I ended up picking it up too. And it kind of was color coordinated almost. I don't know if I really needed this set, but I got it anyways. You know, when you can only go to a store once in a while, I think you tend to go crazy, right? And I don't know when I'll be back to a Daiso, so I got the little bowls. All right, what else did we get here? Okay, first up, a pencil bag. So my guy, he loves D&D and other tabletop gaming, and he runs a lot of the games that he plays. And he likes to bring pencils because you're always changing your character sheet, right? Adding money or, you know, taking away health or whatever it is. But every time I buy a pack of like mechanical pencils for him, he just takes the entire pack, which would be fine if he brought the entire pack back, or even half a pack, a third of a pack, maybe if he brought a pencil back. But every time he takes the pencils somewhere, he leaves them there. And then he doesn't have pencils for his next game because nobody can find them again. So I'm wondering if he's got a cute little pencil bag, if it'll motivate him. And even if it doesn't work, you know, maybe he loses the whole pencil bag, I'm only going to put half a package in here at a time. I'm so devious, aren't I? it's a weird thing to be annoyed about, but it's like, come on, dude. I'm not going to buy you pencils every week at Walmart. Okay, moving on. I have a face mask, and this one is lemon with vitamins. It just says vitamin. I thought it said vitamin C the first time I looked at it. It just says vitamin. What kind of vitamins are in here? Well, there's got to be some vitamin C because I see some citrus stuff in here. Oh, interesting. Well, what are you expecting for roughly $1.50? Okay, and then I got some chopsticks. I kind of enjoy eating with chopsticks, and they say it helps with arthritis. So if I make something that, is somewhat Asian, I enjoy using chopsticks, but I've lost my last pair, so those are my replacement. Following that, we have some jellies. These are just, I don't know, they're like shelf-stable Jell-O. It doesn't have to be in the refrigerator. It's a jelly already. And it's, I don't know, I enjoy them a bit more than I should, considering they're all just sugar, but there's something fun about it. Okay. And then I've got some coconut water face wipes that are not for my face. These I actually use, I have a cry-cut machine, or a Cricut, depending on which part of the country you're from. And it's a little cutting machine, right? It just cuts out paper or fabric or whatever for you. But I cut out wool stuff a lot, and it sticks to the cutting mat like no other. And I have found that for me, the best way to get that back off again is with this kind of makeup remover, because it has a bit of, it's like a fabric-y kind of a cloth, right? So that pulls some of the fibers up, and then because it's lightly soapy but not super soapy, it doesn't hurt the adhesive quality of the mat itself. So it's been kind of a really good hack that I've found out for myself. And then here's another cleaning wipe. I don't know if other varieties work. I've always just gotten the coconut ones, so I thought I'd just try out a different one to see if they're all the same or not. I'm not sure. I use so many of those mats. I need to make sure they last as long as possible, right? Okay. Next up, I have some little tiny wooden spoons. Those are so I can throw them in my guys' lunches. And then we have another mask. And this one is vitamin E. So this one does have a specific vitamin in it. And then we have some little star beads that I thought might be useful in my arts and crafting stuff. And then, oh yeah, last but not least, I got these little eyebrow razors. I've been kind of curious to try something like that. And I've seen really expensive ones that are probably better, but I've never even tried a shaver before, so I wanted to get one that was not expensive to try out. And apparently this had 4 in them for $2. So, yeah, I got those. And now I am truly out of things to show you guys. I'm sorry that it was so short and, not as ambient, not as high production value as I normally put out. But hopefully something is better than nothing. Next month's should be a lot longer. I have a show coming up next month that is, it's in Gray Eagle. And it happens at the same time of year as my husband's family goes. And so we kind of combine sort of selling at the craft fair with hanging out with family. And it's this big old thing. But getting groceries for camping tends to be very voluminous. So there probably will be a lot to show in the next video, I hope. with that, we'll just go ahead and go over a few shout outs. Shout out to Wicca Banks, who has followed me here and at my random new channel that's not ASMR, so that was pretty nice. I'll link it below. It only has one video in it right now, but I'm making some kits, like needle felting kits, because when I go and I do these shows, a lot of people are like, well, do you teach? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. So I'm hoping that if I have some kits and I can be like, here, learn how to make it, I have a YouTube video. Maybe that'll work. We'll see. So that's what that channel is going to be. It's not really intentional ASMR, although I did notice that I was kind of talking quietly because I'm used to, sort of toning it down. So who knows? It might be entertaining. Don't expect much out of it if you click on the channel. Other shout outs go to CSA ASC and Mr. and Mrs. Neff. 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 So thank you guys. There's more commenters than just that, but I really got to get cleaned up and working on more stuff for my next show. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and also all your support about me, doing my professional craft artist thing. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye bye.